Notes on the guitar repeat themselves often, and this allows us to play fuller chords rather than strumming only 3 notes at a time. For example, we know that C major is made up of the notes C, E, and G. If we look at a fretboard note chart, we see there are several options for playing a C chord in any given position. Because of this, the most common way to play a C chord on the guitar is with the C on the 5th string 3rd fret, E on the 4th string 2nd fret, G on the 3rd string open, another C on the 2nd string 1st fret, and another E on the 1st string open. Also, it does not matter what order you play the chord tones. You can mix them up, and as long as the notes C, E, and G are present, you will have a C chord. So you can add the low E note on the 6th string. Since G is a part of the C chord, you can add the high G note on the 1st string 3rd fret, or add it to the 6th string 3rd fret. For the rest of this video, we're going to learn the most common guitar forms of each chord. If you'd like to explore more options for each chord, like we just did with the C chord, visit the Stills section of this video and view the fretboard note chart. Below each chord chart, you will find the suggested fingering for each guitar chord. For the C chord, we see the 1st string is E open. The 2nd string 1st fret C is played with your 1st finger. The 3rd string G is open. The 4th string 2nd fret E is played with your 2nd finger. And the 5th string C is played with your 3rd finger. The 2nd chord is D minor, which is formed by playing the 1st string 1st fret F note with your 1st finger. The 2nd string 3rd fret D note is played with your 3rd finger. The 3rd string 2nd fret A note is played with your 2nd finger. The 4th string open is a D note. The 3rd chord, E minor, uses the 1st string open E, 2nd string open B, and the 3rd string open G. The 4th string 2nd fret E is played with your 2nd finger. The 5th string 2nd fret B is played with your 1st finger, and the 6th string is open E. The 4th chord in the key of C is F, and is often considered the hardest basic chord to play because it requires you to bar your 1st finger across the 1st fret of all 6 strings. Because of this, I'll show you 4 variations of the F chord. Variation 1 is a 3-note F chord. Variation 2 is a 4-string chord. Next, a 5-string F. Then all 6 strings. Depending on your skill level, you may want to play an easier variation of the F chord as we learn the rhythms and chord progressions. As you improve your guitar playing skills, I strongly recommend that you add the next variation until you can play the full 6-string F chord. The 1st string is not played. The 2nd string 1st fret C note is played with your 1st finger. The 3rd string 2nd fret A note is played with your 2nd finger. The 4th string 3rd fret F note is played with your 3rd finger. Here we are adding the 1st string 1st fret F note to variation 1 by barring the 1st finger across the 1st fret on the 1st and 2nd strings. This is the same as variation 2, but we're going to move the 3rd finger to the 5th string 3rd fret C note, then replace the 4th string 3rd fret F note with the 4th finger. Here we are adding the full 6-string barre to variation 3. All of the fingering stays the same, but you are now adding the 6-string 1st fret F note with the finger barre. Remember, this is considered by many to be the hardest of the common chords, so if you can't play it yet, substitute an easier variation whenever the song calls for an F chord. The G chord is the fifth chord in the key of C. It is formed by playing the first string 3rd fret G note with your 3rd finger. The second string open is B, the 3rd string open is G, and the 4th string open is D. The 5th string 2nd fret B note is played with your 1st finger, and the 6th string 3rd fret G note is played with your 2nd finger. The 6th chord, A minor, uses the 1st string open E note, 2nd string 1st fret C note played with your 1st finger, 3rd string 2nd fret A played with your 3rd finger, 4th string 2nd fret E played with your 2nd finger, and the 5th string open A note. The 7th chord, B diminished, is the least popular chord of the bunch, and we won't be using too much of it in this chorus. However, to keep this lesson complete, here is a common way to use the B diminished. The 1st string is not used. The 2nd string 3rd fret D note is played with the 3rd finger. The 3rd string 4th fret B is played with the 4th finger. The 4th string 3rd fret F is played with the 2nd finger. And the 5th string 2nd fret B is played with the 1st finger. So our 7 scale notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, are now harmonized to common guitar chords: C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, and back to C. These common chords are often called open chords since they are located in the open position of the guitar neck. When you harmonize the notes of a major scale, the following formula is always present. The 1 chord is always major. The 2 and 3 chords are always minor. The 4 and 5 chords are always major. The 6th chord is always minor. The 7th chord is always diminished. This is just a general basis for chord theory. The more you play guitar, you'll find there are many exceptions to the rule. Now we're going to apply a rhythm pattern to our chords.